Alright, so we just finished off the snow light. We're going to take a look at making a snow heavy or a snow dense. Let's go ahead and, using the same setup that we had before, we'll use the same snow piece and apply it to a particle. So let's go ahead and go through the steps again, get kind of used and comfortable to it. We're going to do similar to like we did with the snow light, but we're just going to add a little bit more to it. So in the create particle system, again, we'll set this to 0. We'll do this one at 8 and 0. So position 0, 8, 0. Alright, on the duration, remember we just want to do about a 1 for this one. We'll do our looping, our pre-warm, we'll go ahead and leave it off. The start delay, we did before, we did the 0.1 on it. You could do a 0 if you like this time. The lifetime that we have on it, we'll leave it at 5 right now. Our start speed though, we'll go ahead and take to 0 again. And then the start size, remember we want to put the two constants on the random right there. And we just want to do small ones, so we'll do like a 0.05 and a 0.075. So nice and small little pieces right there. We want to change our renderer type. Remember on our renderer rollout, we just want to drag our snow material over to the material. There we go. Let's go ahead and go back up to our top part. In our settings, we have the start rotation. We'll go ahead and set this up again to do the random between 0 and 360, just in case you decide to put in a snowflake type image for it. Our start color, we'll leave it white, but we'll also make sure our alpha is down to about 128. We'll go ahead and close that. The gravity, again, we're doing like the other one. We're going to use force and velocity for the objects to fall down, so we're going to leave the gravity at 0 on this one. We'll go ahead and change our type to world for the simulation space. And then, since it's going to be a little bit heavier of a blizzard, I guess it's not a blizzard, but a heavier, denser snow, let's set this up to about 2000. So we're just going to increase the max count that can actually be displayed before it gets rid of it. Alright, so for the emissions, we already know that we're going to like what we see, but we also know that because it's going to be heavier, we need to go ahead and start seeing some more of these. So I'm going to go ahead and put in about 400. You can put in 400, 450, somewhere around there, and we'll see how it comes out. For the shape, we'll go with the same one we did before. We'll do a box. We know that the box 20, 0, and 20. Let's see if we got that right. Oh, no, this is 0 and this is 20. There we go. So XY at 20 and 20, which does a pretty good job of just covering the floor down there. And then 0 on that one. We have those set up, so the next two things we want to do is velocity over lifetime and force over lifetime. Both of them we want to set up the random between two constants. I'm going to go ahead and just do that for both of those so we have them there. Alright. So, same type of approach is that we want to go for the fall just about the same as the other one. So if you remember, if I click on my snow light over here, just so I can see my force and my velocity, we had these set at 0.1, negative and negative, and then the positive here. And then we had the force left and right. The up and down force, this being -1, we're probably going to set these a little bit lower, a little bit heavier, so that they fall a little bit quicker. So that's going to be about the only difference that we'll have between those. So let's go back to our particle system here. And the velocity over lifetime, we'll go ahead and set these up and just do a -0.1. And we'll do a random between -0.1 and 0.1. And then on the Y, we'll just do a, let's see, we'll do -0.1 and 0.1. So we've got a nice motion again, similar to the other one. We have a nice motion going back and forth between those. And then on the up and down, we'll do a -2. And then we'll do a, actually do like a -0.2. Let's see how that looks. There we go. So it's heavier, it's falling a little bit quicker. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So then on the force over lifetime, we'll go ahead and set it up similar to the other one. I'm going to just kind of stick with that -1, negative 0.1 and 0.1. And then same thing for this, negative 0.1 and 0.1. And then the fall amount, we'll just go for just a little bit here. Let's see how a -2. Yeah, that's pretty good. We'll go for a -2. We'll actually leave this one at 0. So we'll have the force sometimes applying and sometimes not. So it's a little thicker because we're actually spawning more. The rate of them coming out is more, but also so it's denser and it's a little bit heavier feeling. They're coming down a little bit faster. All right. And then the last thing, and something we didn't do on the other one, but you could do for both or just this one, is that we have the color over lifetime, and let's go ahead and turn on the color over lifetime and use the gradient. What we could do is right now you notice they're just popping in and then they're just popping on the inside. What we can do is very similar like what we've done before, is that we can go to the alpha point and take these down to 0. So we'll take both of those down to 0 and we'll create 2 points here. Do you remember to create a point you just left click on the bar right there, it creates the point. I'm going to make this one back up to the full amount and this one up to the full amount. And let's go ahead and just put this at about 70%, and then left click to select this one, and let's see, make sure we're actually clicking and it's changing. There we go. We'll do 30% here, we'll do 70 here. So now we have a little bit smoother of a fade in as it goes down, and then it starts to fade out as it gets close to the ground. Alright, and you can do that for the other one as well. When it comes to the snow light, you could actually place that in there. Alright, so that's going to give us a nice entrance for the snow and an exit for the snow. It's going to make it feel nice and dense. Alright, so we've got this one finished off. Let's be sure we relabel it. We'll call this one Snow Heavy. And left click and drag it over into your snow folder. So now you have a prefab with Snow Light and a prefab with Snow Heavy. Alright, and then the next one we'll do is going to be more of a storm with snow going in different directions.